Have you ever felt like you're in full control of your decisions, only to second guess yourself later? Like choosing what to eat, what to wear, or even what to watch next? It feels natural, like you're the one calling the shots. But what if that feeling of control is just an illusion? In this video, we're diving into one of the most provocative ideas in psychology and philosophy, the illusion of free will. You might think you're in the driver's seat of your life, but emerging science suggests otherwise. Let's start with something truly mind-blowing. Back in the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet conducted a famous experiment. Participants were told to press a button at a time of their choosing while watching a clock. They were asked to note the exact moment they felt the urge to act. Seems simple, right? But here's where it gets eerie. Brain activity related to the decision to move occurred almost half a second before participants reported being consciously aware of their decision. In other words, their brains had already decided to act before their conscious mind caught up. Think about that for a moment. Your brain might be making decisions before you even realize it. And it doesn't stop there. More recent studies using functional MRI have shown similar results. In some cases, scientists could predict participants' decisions up to 7 seconds before they were consciously aware of them. 7 seconds. So who or what is really in control? If your subconscious brain is ahead of your conscious awareness, is the conscious you just along for the ride? Now let's shift to psychology. In our previous videos, like subliminal messages in everyday life and how false memories are created, we talked about how the brain is constantly influenced by unseen forces. You're exposed to subtle cues all day long that shape your thoughts, behaviors, and even beliefs without your awareness. Take this experiment by psychologist John Bargh. Participants were given a word puzzle filled with words associated with rudeness or politeness. After finishing the puzzle, they had to interact with someone who was intentionally made to be annoying or slow. Those primed with rude words were far more likely to interrupt, while those who had polite words waited patiently. The kicker? They had no idea the words had influenced them at all. So now we know the subconscious makes decisions before we're aware of them, and that it's heavily influenced by outside stimuli. That means many of our choices aren't really choices at all. They're reactions. Let's talk about habits. Think of how much of your daily routine runs on autopilot. You wake up, brush your teeth, scroll your phone, eat something quick, and get dressed, all without deep thought. That's not a lack of intelligence, it's your brain optimizing energy. In fact, up to 95% of your daily actions are driven by unconscious habit loops. Your brain prefers to run the same patterns over and over rather than make fresh decisions every time. So again, where does free will fit into this? Now consider external influences. Algorithms, advertisements, social norms, peer pressure, your childhood experiences. Each of these adds a layer of influence. And in our video Brainwashing in Advertising, we showed how marketing strategies often bypass rational thought and appeal directly to emotion or subconscious desires. When a company designs a product using specific colors, music, or repetition, they're not just selling, they're programming associations in your mind. And once those associations are formed, they can drive your preferences and choices without you even realizing it. Let's go even deeper into the realm of philosophy. Sam Harris, a neuroscientist and philosopher, argues that free will is an illusion because we don't control the thoughts that arise in our minds. You can't choose your next thought. It just appears. Try it now. What are you going to think about next? You don't know until it shows up. If you can't control your thoughts, and your thoughts drive your behavior, then can you really say your actions are free? Determinists argue that every decision you make is the result of prior causes: genetics, upbringing, environment, and even random biological processes. From this view, you're like a domino falling in a long, complex chain reaction. You move, but only because something else pushed you. This isn't just philosophical musing, it has real-world implications. If we don't truly have free will, then what does that mean for morality, responsibility, or justice? Should we punish people for actions they were never truly free to avoid? Some argue that our legal systems should focus more on rehabilitation than punishment, because behavior is shaped by factors often outside one's control. But before we go too far down the existential rabbit hole, let's pause. Because even if free will is an illusion, it doesn't mean life is meaningless or that we should give up trying to make better choices. In fact, recognizing these subconscious influences can give you more control. By becoming aware of how your brain works, how your environment affects you, and how habits form, you can start to reshape your behavior. Awareness is power. Think about it like this. Even if you're not totally free, you might still be able to shift the path you're on. You can interrupt harmful habits, resist manipulation, and make more informed decisions. It's like waking up from a dream. Once you realize you're dreaming, the dream starts to change. Now, you might be wondering, if I don't have free will, should I even try to improve myself? The answer is absolutely. Self-improvement isn't about proving you're in total control. It's about understanding what drives you and learning how to steer those forces in a better direction. So here's the real takeaway. You may not be as free as you feel, but you're not powerless either. By studying how your brain works, like we've done in our videos on false memories, the Mandela effect, and why you forget things instantly, you start to see the architecture behind the illusion. And that knowledge helps you live with greater awareness and intention. Let's wrap up with this thought. Maybe free will isn't a switch that's either on or off. Maybe it's a spectrum. On one end, we're creatures of habit, biology, and environmental triggers. On the other end, we're capable of reflection, learning, and growth. Your job isn't to escape all influence, it's to learn which ones you want to keep. So, are you really the author of your life story? Or are you just reading lines written by your biology and environment? Either way, questioning it is the first step toward understanding yourself, and that's exactly what we're here for at Next Reel. Check out our full mind-bending psychology playlist for more brain-altering insights. New videos drop every Monday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to subscribe and tap the bell. Thanks for watching, and remember, reality isn't always what it seems.